Shawn, let me ask you a question, and I'm going to ask it two different ways to really kind of get the flavor of and the context of the question. The first way I would ask it would be, what do you need to know about the person, both personally and professionally, to choose to work with them? Okay, so that's one way to ask the question. The other one is, when you put together a deal team, what skill sets are you usually looking to include? What kind of collection of people, personalities, skill sets does it take to kind of make something work well?
Great questions. So for the first question, the people I want to work with, we'll have a few meetings before any engagement is signed. And in those few meetings, you really get a good understanding if personalities collide or if they work well together. And the reason that's so important, these transactions are on average 6 to 9 months, and they're very emotional, very like super highs, super lows, right? Because I mean, this is the biggest transaction in a lot of people's lives. And they've spent 10, 12, you have no idea the number of years they've spent building out this company. And some of them, as bad as it sounds, have lost, marriages because of it. They've gone bankrupt maybe once or twice because of it. And the develop, who knows what it is, but to get to that point, there was a lot of sacrifices made. So to be able to work with that person on that level of I feel comfortable to talk to them, they feel comfortable to talk to me, that's key. Also, seeing how well prepared they are for the transaction. One thing is, yeah, I want to raise capital for my company, or yeah, I want to sell my company, but really sitting down with them and going, okay, have you planned this out? What do you see at the end of the transaction for you? Have you already visualized your life beyond? Because if not, maybe the 11th hour, they just say, nah, I don't want to go through with this. And at that, you're thinking, gosh, I spent, there's one transaction I worked on 13 months in. We had found the buyer at an offer higher than that person had dreamed of. That person signed that piece of paper, could retire, do nothing the rest of their life. At the 11th hour, they said, I just can't see myself not being a CEO. I don't know what I would do. And we're looking at them going, where was this months ago? What is going on here? I thought we had this conversation. I thought you told us you want to spend time with your kids and all this other stuff. What? So having that conversation in advance that they want to go through the transaction is big. Having that conversation of, are you prepared? Have you talked to the people needed for that deal team party already? So for example, we asked them right off the bat, have you talked to a wealth advisor? Have you talked to a tax strategist? Have you talked to all these key people to know at the end when this transaction happens, what's that range that you need to be in to have that lifestyle you and your advisors have talked about? And if they say, oh, I haven't had any of these conversations, it's whoa, 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 go back, have some of these conversations before you come to us. Because that's another red flag. On the 11th hour, they might go, I just talked to someone the other day, and where I need to be is not where we are. You're like, well, we just spent 11 months working on this. You should have had that conversation before. So having those conversations in advance with a wealth advisor, with tax strategists, with insurance guy, whoever it is, estate planners, having those in advance. Now, for the team itself, for the deal, the M&A lawyer is huge, right? Maybe having all the books checked by a CPA, getting a quality of earnings done on yourself instead of having the buyer ask for that. There's other professionals that you'd bring in to check things over and make sure everything's good. If you see red flags, go, hey, can you clean this up? Maybe this lawyer here or that. So there's a lot of parties that get brought into a deal based on that deal itself. But there is that core team early on that we say, hey, have you talked to the wealth advisor tax? Have you talked to these people? Have you had those plans so that when you come to us, we can say, okay, we think we can get you in that range that you've already talked about with these people. And now let's move you along the process to the next steps.
Are there any like soft skills that you can't like require these voices to have soft skills, but are there any like soft skills that you'd really like them to have?
The advisors or the
Yeah.
people I'm working with? The advisors, definitely, they need to know kind of that appetite of the business owner.
Hmm.
And what do I mean by that? Some business owners, super risk takers. Everything's a green light, go, 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 go. Well, if that's the case, the lawyer also on the deal, should have that kind of green light, go, 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 go mentality. Or maybe a yellow light or someone just bringing some things to them and go, listen, stay, keep some attention on here. If you have a green light, go everything personality owner and a red light lawyer where everything is stopped, transaction's not going to happen. There's going to be a lot of fighting. They're just going to butt heads. And the opposite, if you have that green light lawyer, everything's a go, and the red light owner, well, they're being pushed where they're not comfortable. And then that's also going to kill the deal. So having all parties aligned where they know, okay, what's your appetite for risk? What's your appetite here? How about you? How aggressive are you? How calm are you? How about you? When push comes to shove, where you, and having that across the whole team, that's when the deal team is strong and stuff gets happened. So soft skills are so important. I mean, not everyone, you don't need that accountant that cracks all the jokes all the time, which is fantastic if that happens. Yeah. But, understand how to explain the numbers in a way for that business owner, depend on how they communicate, or that lawyer being able to explain the terms of the contract in ways that business owner understands, and checking out the body language. Okay, did they get that? Did they not? Should I explain it differently? Should I emphasize this? Those soft skills are crucial to getting a deal done.